You probably have been thinking about your future, a career, college, or technical school. The video you're about to see will focus on a Career Center training program. You'll learn about daily classroom activities, occupational choices, and how you can begin a career. Listen and see what you think.
We're going to talk with John Wenzel, the instructor in the machine tool program at the Career Center. Glad you could join us today, John.
Thank you, John. I'd love to.
Tell us about machine tool.
Machine tool is the making of parts out of metal. And here at the Career Center, we try to teach the students how to operate the basic machines in the shop and to be able to use the tools that they need to measure the parts that they make in the shop.
You mentioned tools and you mentioned machines. Can you give us a description of some of the tools a student would use or some of the machines they're going to work with?
Okay. The machines that the students will work with in the shop are your basic saws, your band saws, drill presses, lathes, engine lathes, milling machines, grinders, surface grinders, IDOD grinders, and these types of machines. The tools are your measuring tools such as a micrometer, vernier height gauges, and tools such like that, hand tools, hammers, punches, and so on.
Sounds more complex than just the shop that people talk about. It's really a highly skilled technical area you're getting the students into.
Yes, it is. It's quite a diversified area.
One of the areas I know that is important is the blueprint reading, and how do you handle that for your students?
Okay, blueprint reading is very important in the machining area because if you can't read a blueprint or understand what is on the blueprint, it's very hard to make the parts. So a student has to develop methods of visualizing what the part is going to look like and then know what it's going to be used for, and then make or develop a sequence of operations or tasks that he's going to have to perform on that particular part. And in order to do that, he's got to have a good background in blueprint reading.
When a student comes into your program, what ideally would you like them to bring with you as basic skills or characteristics?
Okay, a good basic math background is a necessity. And here we're not getting into the high-tech math, the trig. We'll get into that, but we'll bring them along at their level. And what we're looking for basically is that they have good skills in addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and being able to work with fractions.
Okay, fractions and decimals I think are critical.
Decimals, yes.
Okay. Tell me about related jobs in the machine tool program.
Okay, the related jobs in the machine tool program with a student going out of the Career Center, he can get into many different areas, but he'll usually start as a machine operator in a shop, and the employer will take a look at him for anywhere from 90 days to a year to make sure he has the work habits, the basic machining skills, and the desire to be a machinist before he'll ever invest the time and money in him. And then after that, if the employer sees these desirable traits in a student, he will put him on an apprenticeship program, and there he'll get further education, more math, more blueprint reading, and these types of mechanical classes. And over a 4-year period, then he'll become a journeyman tool maker, die maker, mold maker, or whatever area he chooses to go into.
So it's a good entry-level training that your students are getting so they're ready for some of those advanced occupational areas.
That's right, yes.
One of the areas I'm wondering about is the actual names of employers. Where do some of your kids go to work locally?
Okay, we've got a great market, I guess you'd say, around Lansing for machinists, because there are a lot of small shops, even in the outlining areas. Such places as Holt Products, Parker Hannafin in the Holt area, Stockbridge Manufacturing in Stockbridge, Williamston. We have Beckham America, which is a plastics injection molding outfit, Keck Instrument, and also in Williamston. And then in Lansing, there are dozens of them, such as Oldsmobile is the big one, Demmer, Olufsen, Adams Tool and Die, and just a lot of others.
So the market is there, and I guess the average age of a machinist is getting up there now. How does that affect and impact the opportunities for your students?
Yes, the average age of a machinist, the people that are in the trade, a lot of them come in after World War II, and within the next 5 to 10 years, most of these people are going to be retiring, so they're going to need to replace these people with new machinists and tradesmen in the near future.
Okay, so the opportunity is certainly there. If a student decides they want to leave the Career Center and go on to advanced training, where do some of your students go for advanced training?
Most of our students will go on to Lansing Community College or Fair State College. Some of them will even go on to engineering school, like Michigan Tech or University of Michigan. Okay. And they have a great opportunity in these areas.
This would be a tremendous background for a student that's going into engineering to actually see how a part is produced, so that when they're putting an idea down on paper, they can be sure it's going to be feasible to make that.
Yes, this is very important in the trade. I know I've been out in the shop, and every once in a while we would get prints out there of parts that we couldn't even make because of some engineer that had gone straight through instead of having hands-on experience.
Okay, well, it certainly sounds like a good program for students, whether they're interested in going on to advanced training or getting a job. It sounds like the opportunity is there.
Yes, there are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So what do you think? You've learned a lot about a Career Center training program. See your counselor today for more information. We hope to see you soon.